And a 2-0 defeat for Bournemouth, unfortunately, here at Brentford's brand spanking new stadium. Nice stadium, don't you say, Ben?
Yeah, it is. It's a nice ground, to be fair.
Football not so nice, though, for Bournemouth. What do you think of the game today?
I thought, surprisingly, we were actually all right for big parts of that game, and I think we limited them well defensively. I think they had the penalty, and then the only real kind of half chance that they had after that was their goal. So I think we can be pleased with that, and I think Dembele needs to start against Forest because he was amazing when he came on, and then obviously he got a bit limited later on. But yeah, he looks like a real bright spark. So if we could maybe have Dembele on the left, Anthony on the right. Or maybe if we get a new signing, maybe Dan Juma on the left, who knows? But yeah, it's just deflating because it's so Bournemouth to get back into the game when you're 1-0 down and then go and concede. But yeah, I mean, next week is a crunch game, so we're going to have to wait and see what happens there.
It's I suppose it's disappointing that you used the word limiting there. It's disappointing that we're kind of proud that we just limited them and actually threatening going forward, very few opportunities.
Yeah, the only real big chance that came was off Dembele when he had that shot saved. Apart from that, first half there wasn't really much for both teams, to be honest. The Kiefer Moore header that kind of looped over. But yeah, we didn't really create much. But I think we need to remember that they are a good side. You know, they're a very well-oiled machine. So we probably can't get down too much because I think a lot of us were expecting this, and we did put up a bit of a fight. But yeah, it's sad that our standards have gone down that low. But yeah, January is an important month for us, so we're going to have to try and get something in because at the moment our squad isn't good enough.
No, thank you, Ben.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Hey mate, you right?
Yeah, good, you?
Yeah. Disappointing is the word I'm going to use. Ben just said to me, we didn't expect to come here and necessarily get anything from the game. So I want to try and focus more on the performance, the result.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
I would probably describe it as huffed and puffed. We didn't really have the keeper didn't have much to do until Dembele come on and had a pot shot, didn't he, that the keeper saved. But twice we played Brentford. I don't think they've had to do a lot to get 4 points, and we haven't scored a goal against them. As much as I don't think they're very good, they'll be looking at us and thinking they didn't offer nothing. Dom Solanke injury was a killer because it meant obviously Kiefer Moore was the only focal point, and then trying to get players around him. I thought we struggled until Dembele come on, but it was too little, too late. Zamura's still waiting to come on. I can't get me around that. There was a lot of chances when Jane Anthony had the ball on the left-hand side and Dembele. And no fault of Kelly, he's a centre-back playing left-back, but we had no overlap. I don't know why Zamura wasn't brought on. But again, listen, the first goal is harsh on us. I don't think it's a penalty because I think we should have a free kick in the build-up. So it's harsh, and then we go in at 0-0 and who knows. And we huffed and puffed. We did huff and puff, we weren't awful, but we don't offer enough. And we always look like we're going to concede. I said it when we were on top in the first half at 0-0. I said to Steve Hensman, I said, we're on top, it's 0-0, we're going to lose this 2-0. And that's just what it felt like because we don't offer enough. We never look like we're going to score. Even more so without Dom on the pitch.
Yeah.
Changes weren't proactive enough, I didn't think. I think at half-time you go in 1-0 down, you got to try and change something. And it was too little, too late again. Horrible, as you hear there, a lot of fans walking past saying 0-0 out, and it's not what you want to see. But I get why people are saying it, because again, the line-up I didn't really understand. If you can't have Solanke, then you need to get legs in and around him, and you're playing people like Christie, who you know you're going to get what you're going to get from him, but you're not going to get runners in behind like Dembele would potentially give you with a bit of pace on the counter-attack. We look like we set up for a counter-attack without any counter-attacking options, to be honest. But yeah, it was pretty much what it has been since we come back after the break. We don't look like scoring. We always look like conceding. And what do they say? If you're mad, you keep doing the same things, and it's not getting you any results. But we're not changing anything. I don't understand, Tiggs. There's nothing. We're not trying to change anything. We're playing the same players, same sort of system, same sort of style every week. We're conceding silly goals and never look like scoring.
Rumours are swirling that actually Dom might be out for quite a while. Nothing confirmed, but some people are saying maybe up 6 weeks. Some people are saying more than that. Which brings you to Kiefer Moore. You've got Kiefer Moore up front. How do you make the best of him? Because at the minute, it doesn't feel like we're using him anywhere near to what he he could be used for. And that requires a change of style, a change in play, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, big time. And obviously he needs to feed off something. He's not feeding off anything at the moment because we're not getting balls in the box. But equally, you need players in and around him. As I say, people like Dembele need to be playing. And then it's horrible timing for us. We just sent Lowe out on loan, who apparently come on and play really well today. Sadie's obviously out on loan, who's got a brace today. And we've got one striker available. We haven't got a lot to change it. The window's big for us. But Forest just won again. That's the next game. And I think unless he goes beforehand, he's got Forest, in my opinion, because it's just been so bad. And I just don't see how it's going to change unless something upstairs changes, unless something big changes, unless we get 8 through the door, which ain't going to happen. Or we change the plan, or we change the philosophy. We've got to change something, because at the moment we're just heading towards relegation. I mean, we don't even look like we're going to score a goal. Never mind get a win. I don't see how we beat. Forest are in the semi-finals of the cup. They won again today. We ain't winning that game. We ain't winning that game as it stands at the moment. So, and I think you saw it in the crowd today. Anthony was probably the only one trying to make something happen, and he gets substituted because it felt like, let's take Anthony off for Dembele, because if we take Christie off, we won't have as much defensive output. We might lose 3 or 4-0. Let's let the shackles off a bit. Let's have a bloody go.
Well, we had two defensive midfielders and 3 centre-halves on the pitch at that time.
And Lewis Cook got injured. Let's remember that.
Exactly.
Lewis Cook got injured. That's a killer as well.
Yeah.
Pearson didn't do that bad when he come on, but we haven't got a lot of options at the moment. So players will come in, but it's not a great time at the moment, mate. And then I saw Billing went straight down the tunnel, which ain't going to help things. And the crowds, some bad chants in there today, and it's horrible at the moment. But unfortunately, you're going to get that if things aren't changing where it needs to. So. See what happens, mate.
Thanks, mate. Sit Forest.
Pete Billy.
Hey, boys, you all right?
Oh my Lord,
Now I'm going to get this right now. See, look, I've put myself on the top here, so now I don't feel so short next to you two giants.
Who built this place?
You built this place.
Who built it? Because I don't know what to say. I'm numb. What's that? 4 points from possible 30 away from home. That's poor. Come on.
Yeah.
No.
Having said that, we played well in the second half, but that seems to be right the way this season. Every single game we play better in the second half.
Is that because we're a goal or 2 behind though? Is that because the other team aren't? I don't know.
I don't think he researches enough. That's a theory anyway. That he waits until he sees what our opposition are set up like.
I see,
and then he changes it at half time.
Yeah.
And that's why we play. That's just a theory. Who am I?
I feel like teams will come at us in the first half and think, look, we're 1-2 go up. Look, it's Bournemouth. Let's just sit up. No, we used to be deadly.
Yeah.
Think about the 18-19 season.
Yeah.
We were deadly. Teams like Brighton.
Yeah.
We were deadly against them. Southampton. We were going at them.
But we're not playing like that anywhere near anything like that anymore, are we?
I'm shitting myself for Brighton.
Having said that, I mean, we've lost today to a dubious penalty. And one where, and a goal which was against the run of play, where we was going for it, left ourselves open at the back. Same old story. And
I'll tell a little story.
I don't think Brentford were anything special.
But then I don't think they had to try very hard either, did they?
Well, that is true.
Yeah.
I'll tell a little story. So, I missed out on getting a ticket here, and so basically, my daddy's season ticket holder. He said, "Oh, he's not feeling well. Bill, do you want to come sit in?" So I had to sit in the neutral end. I had to be a little naughty boy today, but it's fine.
Yeah.
I wish I never turned up. I wish I never came. I wish I said no.
No, I'm glad I came. It was good to see. We've been playing bad lately. Today we wasn't as bad as we have been. It's definitely not as we were against Palace.
I'm the normally the positive guy, but
got improvement.
I don't find there's nothing there. I don't see any hope in us. I've accepted relegation. I
think we missed Solanke today.
Yeah.
We really missed him because he fights for everything, and he wasn't there.
Sariki changed the game.
Yeah, Moore was trying to be Solanke, but he isn't. He's not Solanke, but he was trying to be.
We're going to have to try and sign a striker in this. Whether it's a loan,
Let's see who
needs something.
Let's see who comes in.
Do you know what? I can see this conversation going to keep going with you two fellas as you go home, innit?
I'm the optimist. He's the pessimist.
I'm not. I'm always Mr. Nice Guy, optimist. Be realistic now. We're going down. We just have to accept it.
I don't think we are.
We'll see at the end of the season. We'll make a bet. See at the end of the season. We'll see at Everton. Then we'll see. We'll see.
I'll let you two fellas carry your conversation. Thank you so much. Josh, I haven't seen you in ages. Now, very, very quickly, how was your Christmas?
Good.
Good. Happy New Year?
Good.
Good. So let's talk a little bit of football now that we've got the lovely bits out of the way. What did you make of today?
I've only got a couple words to say,
Okay.
which is Gary's not using the team well. Even if we get a good player in, he's not going to use him well. So this is my thought. Get rid of him.
Okay. Okay, I like it. I mean, you've gone straight to the core there. Gone straight to your the main thought that you want to make, the main point you want to make. I do appreciate it. Now, I'm going to get your dad on now. Now, do you think he's going to echo the same thing as you, or has he got a different point of view, do you think?
Probably different.
We'll find out. Now, I'm going to say something now, and I don't mean it in spite, and I don't mean it to mock in any way at all. I think you're a lovely man, and I very much appreciate our chats.
Ditto.
Competitive at this level?
Sadly, not anymore.
What happened?
Well, let's start with the positive.
Okay.
We're still out the bottom three after 19 games. Nearly half the season, we're not in the relegation zone. So let's just start there with a little bit of like, if you'd have had 19 games and you weren't in the bottom three, would you be like, no, yeah, you would have done.
Yeah.
However, I still think there's enough in those players to be competitive at this level, because we have been. Gary O'Neill does not get the best out of them. They seem to have lost their attacking ability or their drive and their positivity in key phases of the attacking play to be aggressive. They seem to want to go back every time.
Fear?
Kind of. Almost like the fear of letting in a goal as opposed to going and playing your own game. So my concern is if whoever comes in, whether we do sing for Danjuma or whoever it might be, is that Gary will not be able to get the best out of those players either. So I'm not one of these people that hates Gary O'Neill, is going to scream or whatever. I said a long time ago that he's a great coach. This isn't the opportunity for him. We failed to bring quality, experienced coaches around him to support him with the opportunity that he was given.
That's fair.
So there's multiple things there, but those players aren't being given the tools, the positivity to get the best out of them. So we'll see what happens in the next game, but sadly he'll have to go after that one if we don't get a win. But I said if we had 20 points after 20 games, we can only get 19 now. Yeah. But that's still not the worst. It ain't great, but slightly half class.
I think you're interesting observation there. We haven't really brought anybody, one person, which in an odd way, doesn't it, creates a situation where if Gary O'Neill were to unfortunately lose his job, it kind of clears the decks quite simply.
Yeah, it does. That's a positive as well.
We haven't really replaced Scott Parker's team, have we?
Well, we never did.
No.
And it was always like part-time staff for a full-time experienced job. Yeah. And that's really what we have. But that is a positive. So whoever comes in next, you clear them out quite easily. Give Tommy another job. Keep Sean at the club, whatever they're doing, because they do a good job at a certain level.
Fletch,
but they're not this level.
Yeah.
They're not. So I'm not going to scream and shout and ball and whatever.
No.
It is what it is. Yeah. It's quite clear.
Everyone can see it.
Yeah, we do need some extra players. I'm not still Scott Parkery or Gary O'Neill saying we need to shift loads of players up, whatever. It's tactics, it's positivity, and it's shape, and it's having a plan. But that wasn't the worst performance I've ever seen.
No.
Being a Bournemouth fan. But it's still from a low ebb.
Yeah.
And it just ain't good enough. And I watched Brentford and I heard someone else say it. They ain't that great.
Not today.
And if you think about teams and performances that we've had, even in this season, previous seasons, you watch that, you think, well, we could beat them easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have got it. A few other players. Last thing is, I think Jeff's going. I think that last thing at the end
long
there.
clap, wasn't it?
Long
clap.
And he came over and I felt quite sad.
Yeah.
Because he's been a good servant. And there wasn't many men of the match there today, but that was his best performance since the World Cup.
Yeah, agreed.
Definitely. So I wish him well, but if he's part of the Arnie deal, good luck, Jeff.
Good luck, Jeff.
Come on, Danjuma.
Thanks, time. See you soon, mate. All the best.
How's it going?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good.
Well, yeah. I mean,
not great.
Football aside, let's say, how are you? You all right?
Yeah, nice.
Your name is, sorry?
Ollie.
Lovely to meet you, Ollie.
Yeah.
What did
you guys? I've been following the channel for a while, and
thank you so much.
I'm a lurker in the background.
No,
serial liker, but
no, we love lurkers, man. Come on, it's great. It's great to have you on. So, obviously, disappointing today. wasn't the best game to have watched or been part of. I'm sure for the players' point of view, but what did you make of it?
I think, for the first half an hour we did all right. Just didn't go away. The penalty I felt was one of those outside the box. It was 50-50 and could have gone either way. I'm sure the cameras will show a slow-mo that says otherwise, but we haven't had the rub of the green this year with VAR and those sorts of decisions, and that's just the way it's going. But what I wanted to come on and say was I feel really disappointed in our fans. Some of the chants, I'm not for that. I'm a fan. I feel like we've never been like that as a club, as supporters. We shouldn't. I know I feel gutted. I was just saying to my mate who I came with on the way out. Do you remember that game against Villa away, first Premiership season? We beat Villa 2-1. Josh King called that little dink, and the Villa fans were all over their own players, singing those sorts of chants that we were singing tonight. And it's almost like the writing's on the wall. But it's not for us. We've got half a season left to go here, and I know Gary. He currently it doesn't look good. He's not setting up with any identity. I heard what Tom was saying in the week, and I agree with a lot of what you're saying. I just feel like, as fans, we can do much better than we did tonight, and the team can do better as well. Yeah. But don't stoop to those low depths. I don't think. Chancing getting sacked in the morning to your own manager with 10 minutes left to go, and I can't remember the other one was. Like we've got the ball. I just don't like that. Do you know what I mean? And I feel gutted as a fan because. We're turning up we had it very good with Eddie Howe, and we turned up. It felt like every match we could go into with Eddie, there was hope. Doesn't matter what team we're playing, what squad we have, and I suppose that's we've been there and we're now here, and it just feels pretty sour at the moment, toxic within the club, like you were saying midweek and on the. I can't remember if it was the match preview or not, but there's something not quite right, and I just feel in the Premier League you don't have that time, do you, as a manager? So personally, I support the club, but I feel like we need a change. Kind of echo what Tom was saying in that we've had an interim manager, we've had assistant manager come in. We need someone that can come in with a bit of identity and go, this is how I play football. Maybe like the guy from Norway. I'm not sure. I don't even know what his name is.
Knutson.
But he can come in and apply something. I mean, Siriki Dembele came on and did really well. Yeah. It felt like we didn't really have much of a game plan, although he came on in terms of like getting the ball wide. Yeah. I mean, Kiefer Moore, really disappointed with him today. Just felt his energy level wasn't there in terms of applying himself at this level, really. Yeah. And at the same, I felt like with Lerma recently, he feels there's a little bit of Ryan Fraser about Lerma at the moment. I feel he's got his eyes on something else, and just very disappointed. Yeah. I thought I'd come on and just give you my thoughts.
Yeah, no. So kind of what you're saying, kind of in summary, is that it's probably a little bit unfair to put all this on Gary O'Neill, but at the same time, everyone can see there's an issue there, and somebody needs to take an action to solve that. Yeah,
definitely. But as fans, we should have a standard. As Bournemouth fans, we should behave with integrity and not sing those chants to oust our manager, oust our playing. Booing Lloyd Kelly last week. What's all that about? Yeah.
It's not going to change anything, is it? It's not going to make someone make the action necessarily. No. But at the same time, I think you're right. I think everyone can see the situation. Surely the owners can see the situation in front of them on the pitch. But it's up to them now to decide what they're going to do about it.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah,
much appreciated.
Thanks.
All the best. Safe journey. Hey, Ollie, how are you?
Been better.
Do you know what? I would have loved it, Ollie, if you were out on that pitch. We had a free kick. If you haven't seen Ollie's free kick, the Ronaldo free kick.
Do you know what?
How many attempts did it take?
Exactly, that's what you don't see. That's what you don't see.
It's really good.
I'd need about 30, 40 to even hit the target.
It's better than I would.
At least we'd have a shot.
Yeah, you'd have a shot, wouldn't you?
There
was that one that went really, really wide. I really liked that one.
Yeah.
That made me feel a little bit better about myself.
Yeah, that wasn't great. But no, we could have done with something a little bit different today. Yeah. I mean, something a little bit, out of the blue, because it was just, it wasn't competitive, I thought.
Is there a player, Ollie, if you could delve back in time and use your long arm and reach and grab a player from the Cherries past and pull them or plunk them in this team that would actually change any of that? Or does it need more than that?
Well, I think it would need 6 or 7 players, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird because you look back at the first Premier League season, they weren't Premier League quality players.
No.
But they dug in. But more than that, they had a philosophy and they had a direction. I don't think it was a lack of effort today, and I don't think you could bring anyone in and say, well, he could play for him because it was a lack of effort. So I just think it was just the direction and the maybe even the mentality, maybe the belief wasn't there. But one player to answer the question rather than go around it. I mean, Dan Juma's the obvious one, and I hope by the next time we see Bournemouth play, maybe we've got a little bit further on that.
I don't remember being at a game before where a player that we might be signing's name was chanted.
I know, several times as well.
Yeah.
It was very obvious the direction of where the fans were at. I think from around the whole of the away end on incomings and outgoings. I think is the way to put it. But I mean, look, I don't think it's a lack of effort. I think it's just a lack of maybe belief and maybe a lack of structure at the moment around the whole club, possibly. And
a lack of luck, maybe. I mean, that penalty situation.
I'm not sure. I mean, it's.
If you're somewhere else on the pitch, I haven't given my opinion on it yet, so I felt that actually that might have gone the other way, and it might have been a free kick to us because Tony was.
Well, that's the
doing
thing.
that.
I did say at half time I was having a chat, and I said it was a bit like on the edge of the box, but then in the box it was more like Tony thought, well, actually he's slightly fouled me. If I grab onto his arm and go down, and the referee, and if the referee gives it VAR, is it clear and obvious? Was there a foul outside the box? Maybe. Was there a foul in the box? Like you say, I think it was more 50-50 and half done as the other. I'm not sure, but I think luck goes into it, but you can't survive on just luck at the end of the day, and the table never lies. So.
The table never lies. Thank you, Ollie. Good to see you, buddy. All the best. See you again soon. Thank you. Ryan? Hey, Ryan, I was just reminiscing a little bit with Ollie there. And do you feel that now there's a situation where, of course, last time we were in the Premier League, under Eddie Howe, the type of football that we were playing, not the relegation season, we're going to forget about that. But then we go through the Scott Parker transition, after the Tyndall-Woodgate bit.
Yeah.
And now I feel that Gary O'Neill maybe is carrying on that kind of way of playing football, and maybe that means that we don't really have a way of going forward.
No, I mean, if you're going to play that way of football, you have to be solid at the back.
Yeah.
And as much as we seem to have the ball, we still leak goals.
Yeah.
And if you're going to play that way and you don't have the ball much, set pieces have to be good. They're not good. And you got to play with pace in transition, and we don't. There's just no real urgency when we've got the ball, and to be fair, we had the ball, we were in the game, but we didn't create any chances today, really. No. But that's the story of it at the moment.
And can I just say, just while I've got you here with me, I really feel for you, because at the end of the day, this gentleman has come all the way from Australia to watch.
Send me with Gillett. I'll go with Gillett.
to watch the games, and he hasn't seen a point go in Bournemouth's direction. He hasn't seen a goal even for Bournemouth. That's a long way to come to watch football and not see anything. But can you summarise your experiences of coming to games anyway? What it's like for you coming over from Australia and being part of the atmosphere and what's going on?
Today, felt like proper Bournemouth. Away support was pretty unbelievable today. The support for the boys, even though it wasn't going our way, was you didn't hear a peep out of them really. So, I mean, the experience to follow the boys, 4 games in the league, 1 in the cup. It's good to be here 7 years. Would I change it? Yes. Would I see more goals and more points? Definitely. But it's one of those where go home, you feel disappointed, but it's the end of me for this season. Could be the end of O'Neill as well, but a few more points, a few more goals would have been good, but to be amongst it today was a proper experience and proper day out.
Oh, brilliant. Well, thanks so much for coming over and joining in, and we'll see you again soon. You'll come back, won't you?
I'll be back soon. With Kieran, hopefully.
Brilliant, amazing. Thank you so much. Right, well, that's us then, really done from here outside. What's the new stadium called, Sam?
Gtech Community Stadium.
Gtech Community Centre. It's lovely. I really liked it. I thought it was lovely. Just didn't like the football. But Bournemouth, we stick it out. We keep going. We've got Forest next. What will that mean? I'll leave that up to you to decide. Put your comments below. Like, subscribe, click the little bell thing. See you at the next one. Up the Cherries.